Good morning, guys. Listen, this video is going to be emotional for me. One of the reasons is because me and this guy, we started YouTube at almost the same period. I think it was 2016, 2017, if I'm not mistaken. We started almost YouTube at the same time. And, when he started booming, he was one of my inspirations. He's way younger than me. I'm like 30-year-old. This guy, I believe, is 26, maybe 27. I'm not sure, but he's younger than me. But he was one of my inspirations on YouTube, who motivated me to put on YouTube. Now I'm approaching 10,000 subscribers. He is on close to 300,000 subscribers, so he's way bigger than me. Way by no imagination, he's way bigger than me. So but I'm here to react to one of his downfall videos per se. He made this video himself, so I suppose that he understands where he is in life. And I want to hear more, and I want us to react. I want us to watch this together because this video is truly emotional for me, because I wouldn't be one of the people that wanted to see this boy falling in life. I wouldn't be one of those people. I wouldn't want to even be one of those. I wouldn't rejoice based on that. But let's watch this video together so that we can react on this video. This is my first time watching this video. I've seen someone reacted on this video on YouTube, but I just want to put my 2 cents on this video. Let's play it.
Today's video is not like any other video
I hope you can hear, because I've put a mic there. I hope you can hear properly.
that I've made before. But today's video is actually directed to someone that truly needs to hear this. I want us to be able to speak about the power of being able to let go, and most importantly, to surrendering. I also want to share, my journey for the past few months in terms of some of the things that I went through. I'm not gonna get too deep into every specific.
We want you to get deep. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Once I get that part, then we can end the video. That's what I'm here for.
Thing. But at the same time, I'm also gonna speak about some of the wins as well, so that you're able to see the two differences in terms of the downs, the ups, but most importantly, you are able to get knowledge from it. But the honest truth is that we are all chasing something. All of us are working towards
money.
Something. And I've seen it with myself, because since a young age, I've been very ambitious, working towards things, wanting to achieve things a bit more quicker than the average guy. And yes, it did help. I was able to gain success at a young age.
To be honest, he did achieve. He did achieve based on what we saw online. He did achieve way lot more things than the average human being. He did achieve way more, way more. I mean, he drove an A45. He drove an M3. He's still driving the M3. I think he had a Polo, if I'm not mistaken. He had a Vit. No, not a Vitlas. No. Okay, maybe those are the three cars that I know, but I'm sure he had others. And also, he was staying in this superb. The reason I'm saying he was is because I can see the background, because the house was not like this. The house was not like that. I believe this is an apartment. Yeah, there's a front door. Yeah, this is an apartment. This is an apartment. They were staying in a beautiful house. So let's continue.
But truly speaking, each time I hit a new level of success, I also hit a new level of feeling empty. The more I got things that I wanted, the more empty I also felt. And what I mean by that is, even if it means I got a new car, there's always a newer car that I wanted, a better model. I mean, I remember the very first time.
That can be a drug, but it can be a good thing as well if you own the cars. If you own the cars and you buy exclusive cars, that can be a good thing.
When I didn't have a car, just walking, going up and down and things like that, people would make me feel insufficient for, pulling through walking, especially because
one thing I don't like from what he's saying, he keeps saying people. Guys, you don't want to do things based on what people say. Yo, that's a drag. That's the biggest drag. That's a problem. You don't want to do that. People. It's all about people. No.
like at that time out of way. merchandise that was written forex chasers. So I was still studying out of my
Ooh, that used to be great. When I saw his videos wearing forex chasers and whatnot, that used to be a great picture. You let go of that. I don't know why, but that was a good branding. That was a good branding. Every video he has a T-shirt with the branding of his company. That used to be great. And if you saw my videos as well, you would know what I'm talking about because I also copied the same strategy.
trading journey. And I just felt like, okay, I worked my way up a bit. I got a new car, Polo. It was a VW Polo.
So I was right. Yeah, the polo.
And just after that, I remember one time I was like in Pretoria at a spot called Headfoot, and I was like, because I was driving Uber, so I came to collect someone, and the car had like on the side like forex chasers, like in banners and stickers, and some guys were walking past cheese boys, I would say, because just came out of like a big car X5, and like you could see them very young, like teens, things like that. And they were like, they were just laughing past, and they were like, this guy says the 3 is driving a VW Polo. And I will never forget that moment
The ads are
because
very annoying. I'm
I
gonna fix
was
this.
happy because I was still
My
young,
subscription
21.
has
It was like
expired.
one of my first new achievements. I think I was 20. My new achievements, and I felt like I was succeeding. But when these guys said that, like they made me feel small, like it touched me. And yeah, people came in, and I drove past, and like but I was thinking about it, like yeah, but it doesn't make sense. I'm driving a Polo, there's guys out there that are driving BMWs, A45s, all these cars. Here I am saying I'm a trader driving this, but it made me forget where I came from. It made me forget how hard I prayed. I stayed up months to get that car. I won't lie, I used to pray for, do everything in order to get that car. But it made me put that aside and focus more on how I'm feeling now. And yeah, fast forward a few years down, I put in more work than ever before, and I bought the A45 that I seemed like success. Because mind you, these cars they seem like success in terms of when you get that, like you will be maybe respected in the
The fact that is appreciating the cars are no longer the key to success or the picture to a successful guy or a woman. Cars, guys, they are. This is why you don't see my cars in most cases in this chat. I never talk about like I've got a BMW, I've got a Chevrolet. I don't usually show my cars, right? And I have got more than that, but I don't usually show my cars. The reason why is because cars they are not a symbol of success. If you want to see that a person is successful, just look at what they say, look at their character, look at the people around them, and look at their businesses. That's the easiest way to judge a successful person. And I'm not saying I'm successful by any means. I'm not comparing myself to this guy. I am not by all means. I am not comparing myself to this guy. I'm just saying that success is not cars. Cars are trophies. Cars can be investments. Like if you know this channel, you know that I talk about cars a lot in this channel, wherein you can invest about into cars, buy cars, which truly appreciate and value those that will protect your money. You get me? Also, they will bring in more crime into your house. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on this. But anyways, I'm just going to say cars are not a symbol of success.
streets. And at the same time, even for you, you feel excited that you've worked towards it. One thing that I like about me is that anything that I set my mind to, I know I can highly get to it because obviously I've got God in my life. But I did get get that A45, and I felt like man, I need to show that I'm really more deep, and then I even went as far as getting the BMW M3. And now because of I had all these things, there was a time now as well when I was like driving because I always want to make sure that I pull through with all of them like at the same time. Whenever I'm going somewhere, someone is driving, someone is here with me. And it came to a point where I sat down to myself and I asked myself, why am I doing this? Because I could see, yes, it felt good, like, whenever you pull up this presents and everything, but at some point it didn't make sense because my friends were driving that car, sometimes, like, so I'm putting like gas for all these cars, I'm taking care, and the cost would be double cost, double gas, double, like, basically double everything. And it wasn't necessary considering where I come from. Remember, where I come from, with all of that, like it was not really needed. Just even getting a car on its own, even if it was just a polo, that was a major success to me. But it came to a point where that became a new life
Guys, I repeat, cars are not a symbol of success.
stuff for me. And I will not lie, it did feel good till some point, up until you start realizing that some things are technically not permanent. Like even the friendships that we had, you'd realize that friends now are not happy because they're not driving your car on the days like on days when I'm like, no, I just want to park this car, let's just use this. They're not happy, and like, what's happening? He promised that the girl that is gonna pick up onto them, all those things. So now they get upset to you towards your own things. People start being entitled towards that. People just start having this expectations towards you, and it's more like you are also doing certain things for validation. Right? And the honest truth is that there came a time whereby everything had to be put on the side because I had to just sit down and say, what comes first? Is it like what they think? Is it what they want of me? Is it what they matter? Is it what they're thinking about me? Is it what people close to me are wishing, thinking, all those things? Or is it what I truly want? And that came because, unfortunately for me, I've got daughters as well. So having my daughters as well, it opened up my mind towards thinking more deeper. Because growing up where I grew up, we never really believed that, like, we could make it far. I never even thought that I would ever be over 25 years old, truly speaking. But when I started having kids, like, daughter and stuff, I was able.
Let's talk about Attachville. Attachville. Well, I wouldn't say 25, but that place is dangerous. This comes to show that the place is dangerous, very, very dangerous for anyone. Where I've got money, you don't have money, it's a dangerous place to live in. So I would agree to him at some point.
able to see that far. I was able to start thinking, oh, there's a time when my daughter has to go to primary school. My daughter has to go to
I haven't heard anything about his downfall. There's no downfall there. I haven't heard anything. So let's keep listening.
high school, college. I have to see them experiencing this. I have to leave them set. So now I started thinking more long term. And that's when I realized that it is true. The more you attain certain things, the more they actually leave you empty. Because you end up feeling like you need something more in order of yourself to feel good. I mean, at this time when all of those things were happening, I always felt like I needed something more. I always felt like I was not satisfied. Like when I pull up, someone would be like, at the time I'm still 23 years old, someone would be like, nah, you just came with the BMW and A45. If you're really making money, like why are you not driving a Lamborghini? And
Exactly my point. If you keep listening to people, you will keep purchasing useless things. Keep listening to people, you keep purchasing useless things. The guys, there's property out there. You get me, I'm one person. I build property, I rent it out, especially in the rural areas. That's what I do. That is my hobby. I build, I rent it out to people like Amakula, people who rent out shops, those who want to stay and whatnot. I rent out shops. That's what I do. That is what I do. Now I want to venture into rooms and what, but that is what I do for money. You can't keep chasing cars. This video will now look like I'm comparing myself to this. I'm not. Just that I'm getting that mindset. He keeps taking me to the kind of mindset that I've worked hard to attain from what he's saying. So trust me, this guy has a lot of money. If he wants to build rooms, he can build rooms. He can make a lot of money from just building rooms. And now he can now afford the kind of lifestyle he's looking for, where really he can drive over Lamborghini and what. Trust me, in 5 years from now, from what I'm doing, in 5 years from now, you would ask me how I started. Why did I do exactly what I'm telling you now? Let's continue. This is not about me. If you want my story, just comment down below in the comment section. Just say want to hear your story, how you make money, how you invest. You would know. I can make video about me.
I'll think to myself, oh, like, yeah, like, why can't I get there? 1, 2, 3, and all those things. And that puts you in a loop. Now it's a cycle whereby you're never really excited with what you have. You're always looking into getting something. And even though my goals, I'll write down, I want this and this and this and this and this. And most things were unnecessary. I didn't really need all those things. It was just the one because someone, even if it's not me, someone said something and that got to me. But one thing that I like throughout all that is that I was able to motivate people because whenever I go back home, whenever I just pull up in the hood, whenever I just like young kids would get motivation from it. Like, I remember I would go to the hood many times, almost every single day, parking at the corner, waiting for, like, just chilling, doing nothing basically. And when kids would come, walk past coming from school and stuff, they'll just see us there, and they'll start believing, thinking, they'll be like, hey man, I wanna be like you, I wanna own these cars. Because when I used to be in the hood doing that, I didn't see these cars like in front of me. So now when I was out, whenever I would go back, trying to show these kids that no, these things are here, you just have to work towards it, speak with them, shake hands and stuff. It actually did make me feel good. So there was some positive to it, massive positives. I won't lie. But at the same time, the downsides too was people that were started switching up on me. People started expecting a bit too much. Friends started expecting me to get them cars, give them certain things, just spoil them. Whenever I'd go out, obviously I'd never go out by myself. It would always be like 10, 15 of us. And obviously the bill is more in relation to that anyone gets what they want, all those types of things. On days when you are like, man, these guys are taking advantage of me, just lay low. They're angry because they forget all those 100 nights you've been taking care of them. They look at that one day that you are like,
That is 100% true. Friends are like that. I do have a couple of friends who are like this. And I just cut you off. Me, I don't hesitate. I will cut you off immediately. So friends are like that. Friends are like that. Most of them, I would say 98% of them.
like, let's take it easy. And you saying take it easy is because of you spotted something. I remember there was a time when I went through a tough time, and years ago, and I came back home, I was out, and when I said during that time frame when I was going through the tough time, I was making calls, checking up on friends and stuff. Like they couldn't help with like something small, like something as small as, can you please take my daughter to school? Couldn't help with that. But when I came out, when I heard even and I listened to the stories and stuff, I could see that these people were living. It's not like they couldn't help. They could help. They just didn't see the need to help. And that's when everything changed for me. And I was like 24 at this time. Currently, I'm 28 years old, so it's like 4 years earlier. I was like 23, 24 years.
Oh, geez, this guy's old. I thought it was 26, maybe 25. This guy's old as fuck. 28. Damn.
And that's when I started like opening up my eyes. And obviously, I started like cutting off certain people from certain things. I started like reducing certain things from certain people. And they didn't like that. They were not comfortable and they exposed themselves, which means that eventually I had to let go of them. So I quickly want to open up on Matthew chapter 6, verse
Ah,
30.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Guys, listen, 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 listen. When you title a video and say, I lost everything and God done this, right? Can't now start about preaching. Yo, Jesus Christ, man. We all have the Bible, man. We all have the Bible, man. I cannot be preaching, guys. Come on. You build a YouTube channel based on trading and lifestyle. Give us exactly what you build that, that platform for. This platform was never about preaching. Jesus Christ, damn it.
3 and see what has not ever God's key for or explain. I mean, that one lady that does not even care about you. You want to impress her. You're doing all these things that do not even. I keep telling
Jesus.
some of the people that are close to me, and they're like, oh, "What is the one thing that you wish you could have done maybe years ago?" Obviously, I don't regret anything at all. I do not regret anything. But one of the things that I once done in the olden times was when because before I bought, like, let's say my second car, which is the A350, the Mercedes Benz, I had like maybe 700K in my account at that time, and I was still like what 21 years old. I grew that money from trading US 30 and Nasdaq, and I was not really that known. I was not too known, I was like, yeah, I was just like whenever you see me, a young kid with a polo, oversized T-shirts, just normal random kid, and because of the noise that I got.
In my experience, had this boy had 700,000 in his account and had the pole, had you just continued driving the pole with that 700K, invest that 700K into something. Do not buy that A45. Don't buy it. Invest that 700K into something, generate passive income, and keep that pole, keep driving that pole. Do not care about what people say. Your life would be different right now. This boy had a lot of potential. Now I can see, I'm starting to see what happened now. That's why I'm talking about this. I'm starting to see what happened now. But let's let him say it.
Because of people, because people also on social media say, this guy is having a polo, but he's busy talking about trading and saying that it makes money. And Yes, trading does make money. But when I say it makes money, it doesn't mean that we all have to make a million. You can make 10,000, you can make 5,000. I used to dream of making 10,000 a month. But yeah, and one of the mistakes, not mistake, but one of the things that I had done was I literally just stood up that exact same day. I was wearing literally slippers and I went to the store and I was like now looking for a car and I was like, saw the Mercedes Benz and then I swiped it on the spot, hard cash. And I remember that day because even my dad was like, because I told him to help me out because I never bought a car cash. And he was like, I've never seen money that I make in a year being spent in front of me just like that. And I didn't really feel it. But when I say it was a mistake, it's what came after. Because
that part that part is very interesting. His father said, I never saw money that I make in a year being spent at once, like that, just like that. And what I buy, a car. What a disgrace. Well, not a disgrace. Let me not talk like this. I did it myself. I own all my cars. I never financed them. I own all my cars. But if I had an option now to take the 250, my BMW was 260,000. So if I had an option to take that 260 or pay 4,000 a month on an installment, I would pick the 4,000 a month on an installment because I'm making money each and every single month. And 4,000 is nothing. So I would never buy a car cash if it was me, this me 4 years ago. I wouldn't buy a car cash. I wouldn't do it. So, but in any case, yeah, man, we made mistake. I also made the same mistake.
what came after is a lot of people now started recognizing me, which means that a lot of people now wanted to be around me. I've got unnecessary friends that are not needed. People that didn't care about me now started wanting to care about me. People that didn't care about my journey now was praising me, saying all these things. Whenever I just go to sports, people wanted to treat me like I'm God, just so I can obviously give them some money and things like that. So it changed to who I was because I was just a random average guy putting in the work, going as hard as possible. And after then, people now started treating me different. Even the same people that I would literally be with every day normal, they started treating me different, and it didn't feel
That's what happens. They will treat you different. It's like that.
good anymore because I wanted to be the same. I wanted to just fit in, but doing that, it basically just made me stand out. So I'm to pull another scripture right here from Luke 12, verse 31. It says,
Jesus, we are back again on the scriptures. Guys, we're gonna have to do a second part of this video. Let's just drop it here. We're gonna do a second part of this video. Let me just give you my 2 cents on this. Guys, listen. What I've learned so far, what I've heard about him saying is that you must never listen to people, you must never chase cars, you must never chase useless materials. You must always invest your money in the right places. Never buy a car cash, even if you have the money. Never buy a car cash, even if the money, there's what they call opportunity cost. Use that money to buy something else that will generate money. I mean, if you can take that 700,000 and build rooms, Kotembis, right? 10 rooms, right? Each giving you about 2.5 a month. That's 25,000 a month. You can now take that 25,000, buy that car installment. You understand what I'm saying? Now you can afford it, and that money keeps generating every month. Now you can start to enjoy the car. You've got two things. You've got the car. You've got the what you call the apartments. Or Tembisa, they're not apartments, they're bachelors. Or Tembisa. But now you see there's opportunity cost. Instead of buying this, why don't you buy this? It will generate money. Then you can buy that. That's what I'm picking up from this video. I'm gonna do a second, part 2 of this video. It's so long, guys. It's so long. It keeps preaching. It keeps preaching. Second part of this video is coming. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Peace.